सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Today's subject is drop your mind, find your center. Let's enter into the today's sutra, then we will see what Shiva says in that sutra and why he is telling us to drop our mind. What's the reason? Damantatshobha sambuddha sukshamagnittilakakritam bindum shikante hritaye layante dhyayato layaha. Very beautiful sloka. Sanskrit is not only important linguistically, it is important phonetically also. The very sound, the very vibration created by that mantras does something to your being, does something to you. Let me repeat the sutra, Shiva's words, then we will enter into the meaning. What Shiva means by saying the word drop your mind. Damantatshobha sambuddha sukshmagnittilakakritim bindum shikande hritaye layante dhyayato layaha. Let me give you a translation. To tell you honestly, the translation is not expressing the whole thing which is expressed in mantra in the Sanskrit original words, but this is the translation as on now available. To tell you honestly, even if I translate, I can't do anything more than that, because the Sanskrit is, that language is so profound. It is specially created to express the inexpressible, to express the truth which can't be expressed by words. So it's very poetic. What Shiva means by the sutra, I'll try to explain through this whole discourse, but what best we can do the literal translation. I'll try to give you the literal translation. Literal translation says, when on a bed or a seat, asana means comfortably. Stiram, sukham, itam, asanam. In Sanskrit we say, which is comfortable and steady for your body, which does not need your attention, which does not need your awareness. In some position, when you are in some position, if your body doesn't ask your attention, means if your body doesn't hurt you, means you are in right position, you are in right asana. When on a bed or on a seat, let yourself become weightless beyond mind. Beautiful. Such a simple, wonderful technique to go beyond mind. Shiva is actually teaching how to make your whole life into meditation, how to constantly jump into the space of no mind, how to constantly jump into the space of eternal consciousness, how to jump into the peace which is in your being through all possible methods. If you are talking to somebody, he teaches you how to talk so that you can enter into meditation. If you are listening to somebody, he teaches you how to listen so that you can enter into meditation. If you are eating, he is teaching you how to eat so that you can enter into meditation. If you are drinking something, he teaches you how to drink. He is practically giving you techniques to enter into meditation using all things which you do in your life. Actually, you cannot become enlightened just by one or two simple things. You can become enlightened just by one or two simple things if you are really intense. But if you are intense, then you don't need enlightenment. You are already enlightened. You are here because you are not complete, you are not intense. So naturally, just one or two things won't help. Shiva is here to open all possible doors. He is pushing you into that source, into your being, into that bliss through all possible doors. He is the first and last master who opened all the doors. There are so many masters who opened one door, two, maximum 10. Shiva is the master, first and last, because still nobody else has done that job. He is opening all the doors. All possible doors are opened by him in this single book. According to me, this book is the unabridged dictionary of all spiritual philosophies. All spiritual philosophies are recorded, I can say, created, expressed through this book in an unabridged way, in its fullest form. He says, when on a bed or a seat, let yourself become weightless, beyond mind. If you see Shiva sitting, he is sitting in the same way only. How he says he is sitting in the same way. That's why I always tell people, Shiva is Shiva Sutra. He is expressing his own being. You can't separate Shiva and Shiva Sutra. You can't separate master and experience. When you try to have some part of Shiva or benefits, only benefits from Shiva, without accepting his wholeness, his whole being, then you are in trouble. Somebody asked me in Los Angeles, Swamiji, Shiva is represented by phallic symbol, means sex organ in India. In India, if you go to any temple, there won't be any temple in India which doesn't have that Shivalinga. It's a sex organ. How can you worship Shiva in this form? What is this? Please be very clear. It is not just sex organ. It is the representation of creativity, energy, from where we are all born. The energy from where we all have come out. It is the representation of our father and mother energy, the universal father and mother energy, from where we all have come out, from whom we all have originated. The linga represents the universal father, cosmic father. The yoni represents the cosmic mother, universal mother. Through this form, we are representing the cosmic mother and cosmic father. And one more thing, unless you accept the root energy, the base energy which is in you, you can't transform it. You can't transform it. People use only few benefits which they get from master, do not understand or try to realize the whole of the master. God is only just utility for us. Like a pickle, whenever you want, you just touch it. When you don't want, you just push it aside. Small story. Guy met with an accident, taken to Mercy Hospital in emergency room. After treatment, after 2 days, is slowly regaining from coma, is coming back to consciousness. Doctor and nurse, both of them were standing near him. Both of them were giving confidence to him. They are saying, don't worry, you are all right, you will become all right within few days. Nurse asked, are you covered by insurance? He said, no. Then will you pay in cash? He said, I am afraid I may not be able to. She asked, do you have any relatives? No, I have only one sister. She is also become nun in New York. She is real spinster. Nurse was really offended. She said, don't talk. Sir, I want you to understand, nuns are not spinsters. They are married to God. He said, oh, in that case, send my bill to my brother-in-law. In that case, send the bill to my brother-in-law. Be very clear. God cannot be just a utility. We are all trying to use God as just an utility. We are all trying to use the Master's utility. As long as he does and says things which we can understand and agree according to our frame, things are really beautiful. Okay. But when he does something which we don't understand, which is beyond our understanding, we are not able to understand. And we start criticizing. We start opposing. Of course, we are the one who are losers.